Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now. Imagine a scenario that has NFL insiders buzzing and fans buzzing even more. The talk of the league right now is about an intriguing hypothetical trade that could shake up the NFC East in a big way. It involves none other than Josh Allen, the fierce pass rusher from the Jacksonville Jaguars, potentially heading to the Washington Commanders. Yes, you heard it right. This isn't just some rumor floating around. It's a serious consideration that could reshape the Commanders' defensive line and their entire approach to the next few seasons. So what makes this move so compelling? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about the Jaguars and their current situation. Jacksonville, sitting at 5-7, has been navigating through a season marred by injuries and a rebuild that's still in progress. Their cap space, roughly $8. $8 million is enough to maneuver around, and they're contemplating trading some assets to bolster their future. One of those assets is their pass rush, which has been a bright spot, but also a position they see room for improvement. The idea is to move Allen, one of their top defensive stars, in exchange for a third-round pick in the 2026 draft after the 2025 season. This strategic move aims to free up cap space, alleviate some of the pressure on their roster, and focus on their long-term plans, especially extending Trevor Lawrence. But why would Washington be so interested in Josh Allen? Well, for starters, Allen's production on the field is undeniable. In 2025, he's been a dominant force, earning a 92.3 PFF pass rush grade, which is among the best in the league for edge rushers. With 12 sacks in just 12 games, Allen has proven that he can be a game changer. His ability to generate pressure is elite, with a pressure rate of 14.2% on snaps, and he's been forcing turnovers with 4 fumbles despite dealing with a shoulder tweak. His career stats include 45 sacks, and he consistently impacts games with a yards per tackle of around 3.2, which is impressive for a pass rusher. What makes Allen even more appealing is his ability to dominate against double teams and his consistent win rate versus offensive tackles. In 2025, he's averaging 6.5 hurries per game, and his EPA per stop has increased by nearly half a point compared to previous seasons. His presence on the field would drastically boost Washington's pass rush, which has been somewhat inconsistent this year. Adding Allen would turn the Commanders' front into a relentless force, capable of disrupting even the most disciplined offensive lines. Now, think about how this would impact the Commanders' defense. With Allen anchoring the edge, Washington's pass rush could easily average close to 2.9 sacks per game, elevating their overall pressure and forcing more turnovers. This would be especially impactful considering their current injury situation. Remember, they're missing someone like Lattimore, who's on IR with a knee injury, which has been a blow to their secondary and pass defense. Adding a player like Allen would compensate for that, as his speed, clocked at 4.65 seconds in the 40-yard dash, would give the blitz packages an extra edge. Del Rio's aggressive scheme would thrive with someone who can consistently get after the quarterback, especially mobile ones. And speaking of quarterbacks, this kind of pressure would turn the tide in playoff situations. Imagine Allen applying relentless pressure, 85% pressure rate against mobile QBs like Hurts or even a scrambling Justin Fields. That kind of havoc could lead to game-changing turnovers and upsets, especially in tight games. In simulated playoff scenarios, Allen's impact is projected to be significant, boosting Washington's chances of winning critical matchups and making deep runs. His presence would be a game changer, turning the Commanders' defense into a nightmare for opponents. Looking at the bigger picture, this move isn't just about adding a star pass rusher. It's about shifting the balance of power in the NFC East. The Eagles, Cowboys, and Giants are always tough competitors, but with Allen on the line, Washington could elevate their defense to elite status. He'd be the kind of player who commands double teams and demands attention from offensive coordinators, freeing up others to make plays. The NFC East has long been known for its fierce rivalries, and now, with a move like this, it could become even more intense. Of course, fans are wondering about the long-term implications. Allen is only in his mid-20s, which means he's entering the prime of his career. His contract situation is a key factor, but the idea is that the Commanders could make it work, especially if they see him as a cornerstone for their defense for years to come. The NFL is a league of adjustments, and smart teams capitalize on opportunities like this. If Washington pulls the trigger, it could be a defining moment in their quest for a Super Bowl title. The potential to have a dominant pass rush that includes Allen alongside Chase Young, Montez Sweat, and some of their young linebackers would be a nightmare for offenses every week. Now, let's not forget the emotional and psychological boost this would give to the team and fans. Having a player of Allen's caliber would send a message to the rest of the league and to their division rivals that the Commanders are serious contenders. It would energize the fan base, fill FedEx Field with even more passion, and give the team a newfound confidence heading into the crucial stretch of the season. The NFC East battles are always about grit, determination, and the ability to make game-changing plays, and adding a player like Allen would give Washington that extra edge to stand tall in those moments. So what's the bottom line here? While this is still a hypothetical scenario, the buzz around the league suggests that the Commanders are exploring all options to strengthen their roster, especially on defense. With their current needs and the potential to acquire a proven pass rusher like Josh Allen, it's a move that could redefine their future. The Jaguars, on the other hand, are carefully weighing their options, whether to hold on to Allen or cash in now for draft capital and cap relief. It's a delicate balancing act, but one that could have huge repercussions for both teams. In the end, if this trade does happen, it will be one of those moments that fans will talk about for years. Allen's ferocity and relentless pursuit of the quarterback could be the missing piece in Washington's Super Bowl puzzle. It's a bold move, no doubt, but in the NFL, sometimes it takes boldness to reach greatness. The Commanders have the talent and the potential, but adding a player like Allen could be the catalyst they need to finally break through and make a serious playoff run. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, fans are rightly excited about what this could mean. The potential acquisition of Josh Allen would create a ripple effect across the entire roster, elevating the team's overall competitiveness. It would send a clear message that Washington is all in on contending, not just for a playoff spot, but for a deep postseason push. The NFC East is no longer just about individual matchups. It's about who can dominate trenches, who can pressure the quarterback, and who has the resilience to win in the clutch. Allen's arrival could tip those scales in favor of the Commanders. Additionally, it's worth noting that this kind of move aligns with the team's recent trend of aggressive roster management. They've been building through the draft, developing young talent, and now they're eyeing those game-changing veterans who can elevate the entire group. Adding Allen would be a statement move, one that says Washington is ready to compete with the best and is willing to make bold moves to do so. Of course, fans will want to see how the team handles the cap implications and whether the Jaguars' asking price aligns with what the Commanders are willing to pay. But given the current landscape of the NFL, where edge rushers are some of the most valuable assets, acquiring Allen could be the kind of move that defines a franchise's direction for years to come. It's a tantalizing thought, a future where Washington's defense is feared across the league, where the quarterback's nightmare is facing Allen and his relentless pursuit. So keep an eye on this situation. Whether it materializes or not, the mere discussion of such a move highlights the ambitions and the hunger within the Commanders' organization. They're not just content with being decent, they want to be legends. And with a player like Josh Allen potentially in their fold, that dream could become a reality sooner rather than later. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news.